Okay, I am writing a paper on ancient Egypt for a class in history. I am going to start by going to the Henderson Library homepage. And I'm going there because I work at the library, so I think I know how to find reliable sources. And once I click on the Henderson Library homepage, I'm going to go to the catalogs and books because I'm familiar with the Discover service and I know that it's going to pull up a lot of results and I don't want a lot of results. So I'm going to type in ancient Egypt in my search box to see what I get. Um, hmm. And the next thing I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to do an advanced search. I want to look at ancient Moors in ancient Egypt. So I'm going to do an advanced search and type in Moors in the first box, and then I'm going to type in ancient Egypt. Okay. And now I'm getting some results back. I'm actually only seeing like 5 books. So I'm clicking on just books. And I don't see anything in my results that show any showing that the library has any primary resources like something in their special collections item department. So I only have 5 items here. So I'm going to click on one of them, which is and I'm looking through the some of the terms and seeing where I see Moors, and I'm clicking on the second title. And I'm reading through some of the subject terms to see if this is a book that I may be interested in. And because I'm somewhat familiar with the library because I work there, I know that some of these tabs can give me some more information. So I'm clicking on the description to show me a little more description about the book and if I want to check it out. And because I know that there's more information in the technical display tab, I'm going to click on the technical display tab because I know it's going to give me more information because there's more fields there. So I'll click and kind of read there in this term subject in the description fields and kind of see if this is something I want. Um, I'm going to go back because I only got back a few results. I'm going back to the Henderson Library homepage and I'm actually going to use the Discover tab now because I feel like I need more materials. And now that I'm going into using the Discover tab, I just do an Ancient Egypt search there. And I'm going to also do an advanced search there now that I want to specifically look at Moors. And then I'm going to look for academic journals. I'm not for sure if I should narrow down by publication date or not, so I'm not messing with those fields. I'm not sure if there would be a difference of information, or if if I would get more relevant information by just staying with in between the default publication date. Because I'm dealing with ancient Egypt, I'm thinking that I shouldn't mess with the publication dates. So I'm just kind of clicking on the first thing that I see. And because I'm so intrigued by ancient Egypt and the Moors, I don't know what all. I guess I just want to look for all information about them, about the people. And the first thing that the first full text that I'm looking at is talking about mummified feet between. I don't want to really talk about that. I really want more information on the people. Um, so I am I'm not keeping track of my sources. I'm actually keeping all my tabs open. I'm not actually writing anything down as far as sources, and I will probably click on some online to create a citation page for me. I normally do that, and I don't write down what I'm doing initially. Um, so now I'm coming out of the library and going to what I'm from comfortable with doing. I'm doing a Google search for Moors in ancient Egypt. And I guess the reason why I'm going to Google is because I feel that I can get information there as well. I feel like I know enough about Google to see what pages, to be able to analyze what's accurate, what's reliable, and what's not reliable. Um, and I know that Wikipedia is constantly changing, so I'm not really, I really don't use Wikipedia as, or consider Wikipedia a reliable source. I do read it, but, and everything I'm saying on my first two pages are, not really what I don't see anything that it's interesting to click on. So I'm going to open up another tab and go to Amazon, simply because Amazon always has lots of great books, and because the library didn't have much on Moors in ancient Egypt, as far as books, I believe that Amazon will have more books. And I use Amazon a lot, so as far as ordering books. Um, and I do see more books actually than my library had. So I'm kind of clicking through. And I like Amazon Prime. I like to be able to get my books in 2 days. And this happens to be an area or a topic that I'm interested in. So I would probably invest in the book, or at least the Kindle edition of the book. And they're priced pretty. Their books are usually inexpensive. So. And I changed to Moors because I wanted to get a little more specific. I felt like ancient Egypt was a little too broad, and I wanted to focus specifically on these people. So I'm clicking on books that I can actually get as that don't cost me anything for Kindle. So I'm just kind of looking and clicking on the books, and I'm reading the descriptions. And if I actually had a physical book, I would probably write down what information was coming out of what book. But if it was online, I probably, if I was looking inside of a journal, I probably would not necessarily keep track of something that was like full text. I would probably just keep those tabs opened. And then at the end, I would search for, once I have all my sources, I would search for a works cited machine, or something to do to cite my work for me. Um, and I usually use EasyBib, so I'll just open a tab and go to Google and search for a works cited machine. And I usually go to easybib.com, and I'll click on that, and I would click on whatever I was using, whether that was the website or a book or a journal or a database. And I would, because I still have my screens open, I would just go back to that and copy that URL, and I would go back into my EasyBib and paste it, and I would just click cite it, mainly because it's easier to do it that way. And I like technology and I like the ease of it. So, and then once it's cited, usually EasyBib gives you an option to, I'll click on it really quickly. It gives you an option to copy and paste. So I would, whatever Word document I had up, my works cited page. Okay.